everyone, welcome back to the makeup chair. Today I am so excited because today is A-Day. Today we find out who Charles is. We come face to face with Charles. For like 5 long years we've been waiting to find out who this mysterious text sending crazy person is. So I wanted to talk about who I think he is and a few of my other theories, and then I'm going to watch the episode and come right back and talk about kind of what we kind of find out and all that kind of stuff. I do warn you guys, I have a bit of a cold and it's making me a little bit loopy, so if none of this makes sense, we'll just blame the cold and the sore throat, and that's what's actually going on here. So here's my big theory about who I think Charles is. I think Charles is Ren. The more we learn about Charles, the more it's linked back to Ren this whole time. There's a lot of like Ren related sort of texts and messages and stuff like that, which were like, alright, yeah, maybe it's Ren, but when we find out more and more things about Charles, it's like, you know what? He actually, like, is more likely to be him than anybody else. People are like, but he had a relationship with both his sisters, that's gross. They're not related. In the last episode, it was made clear that they're not related when Allison said to Spencer, he's my brother, not yours. The only thing that's a little bit weird is the fact that Ren, who obviously grew up in Radley, then ends up working in Radley, and a lot of people are like, that wouldn't be possible, they recognize him. But most of these places go through so many different staff all the time that the chances of the same staff being there for like 5 years is a very small possibility. Now, with regards to Bethany, I really think that Bethany and Charles probably had some kind of a relationship when they were in Radley. I think Toby's mom actually reported them for having some kind of relationship, and I think that that is what happened to her. I think Melissa is Black Widow. She's the only widow in the kind of show. I think that Melissa could also be Redcoat. Whether or not she is Black Widow, which I pretty much 90% think she is, I'm not sure if she's both. Like, she could actually be both. She could be Red Hood as well, or Redcoat. I keep saying Red Hood. And I think if she's not Redcoat, then probably Cece is Redcoat. Redcoat could be Sarah, or it could be Melissa. So those are all the people who I think it could possibly be. I'm gonna go and watch the episode now. I am freaking out. I cannot wait to find out who Charles is. This is gonna be so exciting. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Right, I am back. I've just watched the episode. If you guys haven't seen it, then make sure to click the X out, because I'm just gonna say who it is. So we found out that Charles A is Cece Drake. There are so many plot holes in this whole idea that I'm just thinking, was this their original idea, or did somebody like Ren say that he didn't want to end up being A? First of all, we know that Cece and Jason dated for like at least 2 weeks, and I know she says like nothing ever happened, but like that's still just weird. So many different aspects of life that's dealt with so beautifully in the show, and yet they come along with this, and I'm just like, you didn't deal with that as well as you dealt with all the other subjects. I would love if Cece had been transgender and we'd known that from the start. Like, I think her character would have been great, and I wish she was more involved in the whole thing. But the fact that she ended then being Charles and A, it just wasn't, I just didn't like it. And I'm really disappointed with the writers for going down that route, because they said that they weren't going to do that. You can actually see my reaction right here. I was not happy about it at all. I was sort of like, what? 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 And then I thought maybe she was just going to be like kind of Redcoat but in the black hoodie, and she was going to tell the story of Charles. I was so disappointed, you guys, like super disappointed. And there's other plot holes that didn't make sense either. Like, Toby's mom died way sooner than we saw her. We saw her when Toby and Allison were about 15, 16 maybe, and yet she was killed when Cece was 12. I keep getting messages from people because they're like, did you see it? Did you see it? Some things add up, some things don't add up, and timelines are kind of all over the place as well. And I think Mona admitting that she killed Bethany was like, well, wait a minute, when did you kill Bethany? Did you kill Bethany thinking it was Allison, then you saw Allison, and what happened? Like, where was your, I don't know, where was your mind going at that stage when you saw Allison walking down the street with the bloody head? Then we also saw the flash forward 5 years, and I think that was very strange, like, he's coming for you. I'm hoping it's Ren. No, I hope that my thing does come full circle and ends up being Ren. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment to see what your reaction was to the episode and what your kind of thoughts were originally, and then after you've watched it, what were your kind of thoughts about afterwards. So leave a comment and I'll see you guys next time. And you can also go and talk to me on Twitter, because I'm sure I'll be talking about this on Twitter and Instagram all day long, because this is just really disappointing.